Welcome everybody back to another episode of the Money Pop Podcast. The NBA Player Prop and Pick series is on fucking fire. I don't know how else to say it. I don't even know how else to lay it off, lay it out there. But we are doing our thing with these picks. If you're just joining the show, if you're just seeing this, what we do each and every day, we drop our picks, we drop our props, we keep it running count. We're trying to get to 10K. And ladies and gentlemen, we are on our way. We had a pretty good day yesterday. I think any day, winning day is a good day. Homie Renzo was on the line. He had a good day. I am the host. I am the CEO. I am him. I'm Moss Money. And that is the worst degenerate out of all of us. Renzo,
That was
what's up,
so
bro?
can't call it.
I hear you, man. So let me update the list real quick here. What did I have it at on the show? Yeah, so we are almost there at our first ban, as they call it. And a ban is one dime or 1K or $1,000. We are up to 10 and over 8.2 units, which is $800, $820 in profit so far since we started this series. So if you're just joining in, if you're just watching, stick with us, man, because we are dropping gems, we are dropping plays, we're reviewing plays, and looking ahead to the next plays from for today. So let's do a quick recap of what we had yesterday. So just to show you how we're doing so far, on the right is Renzo's, on the left was mine, but collectively, if you look at that, he was 5-3, up almost 2 units yesterday. I actually took a hit from yesterday. Um, well, this was a day before, actually, my bad. But collectively, this was 2-2 plus his 5-3 gives us 7-5, and I was 2-1 yesterday, so which would be 9-6 on the day. So still up a couple units if each and every day. Every day there's a winner. Every single day there's a winner. It's our job to help you navigate that and find that and give you the reasons of why we like that. So Renzo, I'll let you take the mic real quick. What did you see yesterday? What did you like yesterday? I told you about them Sixers, right? Them
Yeah.
Sixers. I didn't feel like the Sixers just are not there with Boston, and they were down 3 or 4 starters. Tatum didn't have a good game, and then I felt like the Mavs was just a play, just because everybody thought they were going to lose with Kyrie playing. I
Mhm.
thought that was a good money line bet, but you didn't touch any of those plays on your plays. So just talk about some of your plays that you're looking at that you saw yesterday, seeing what your take was on those.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I was right with you on the six, man. I ended up laying off. It just, you get every night, man.
Yeah,
You
you
just
did
gotta,
say that yesterday. I forgot you
yeah,
did say that
every
yesterday.
night, man. You just gotta remind yourself you don't gotta bet every game, man. You just don't.
Right, facts.
I faded it, but yesterday, man, I just I looked at the Cleveland game, man. I just thought, both teams, Detroit, one of the worst teams, like we talked yesterday on the show. In
Hmm.
the league. Cleveland, one of the better teams home. Both don't, they play good defense, don't score a ton of points. And Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland was a late scratch too. So I thought I was
Wow.
getting screwed with the line. The line dropped like 3 points, but they still came out and handled business. So was
Hmm.
looking at that, man. That Charlotte game versus the Wizards. Again, man, I think with basketball, especially getting enough of a record here, like a track record here of the season.
Yeah.
A lot of these games, I looked at the previous head to heads. All of them were lower scoring games, tighter games. That Charlotte game was pretty close throughout most of the game. Washington just ended up blowing them out in the fourth quarter, but I even like to play on Charlotte that didn't turn that way. So just trying to stay to the basics, man. Look at the data, man. Look at trends. Look how teams have been playing last 5-10 games and head and just trying to pick a side. So kind of worked out for us a little bit yesterday. Even a couple games we lost. I'm not really even mad at those plays. Kings didn't cover the Rockets. And Charlotte kind of let it go in the fourth quarter. So could have been a better day, but like you said, man, a win's a win. So no complaints.
Yeah, I'll take it. Yeah, definitely, I'll take it. So looking at the slate today, let me pull that up real quick. Uh, Game starting to kind of wind down. Super Bowl coming up. Obviously this weekend, and then I think the All Star game is what, a week away, somewhere around there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, So I want to take a look at what we got on the schedule today. Obviously, huge draft news. Three-way team with the Lakers, Utah, and I forget who was the third partner in that one.
Pacers.
Um,
T.J.
who was
Warren.
it?
T.J. Warren came over from the Pacers, right? I think he was that. No,
No,
T.J.
TJ Warner was in that in the Kevin Durant trade.
Right, right, right,
Right.
right, right.
This is
Yeah.
the Westbrook trade that sent Westbrook to Utah.
Mike
So
Conley.
yeah, and Conley, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and Conley, yeah. So that trade went down, and obviously the blockbuster that we know about yesterday with Durant going to the Suns and Brooklyn getting a haul back. How about the Brooklyn team right now? A year ago, right? Almost, you can go back almost what 3 years ago, right? When Harden was there. And this super team that was going to happen. And in 3 years, this is like just the way of how it doesn't work. Like
Mm,
you can try to build a super team, and this is what happens when it doesn't work. You have to blow it up in 2 or 3 years, and now you got all these draft picks, and now you're even farther back than where you were before. Because
mhm.
then even through that, you have a max contract that nobody wants. Like Ben Simmons could really be out the league in 3 or 4 years because
Just,
nobody's gonna want him.
just think. The Sixers at one point, the Portland Trailblazers, I'm pretty sure offered Damian Lillard for Ben Simmons straight up.
I would have took that in a heartbeat. We
I
talk,
used to fight
I
and
remember
argue with
having
people.
that conversation on the pod before.
Oh,
I would have took that in a heartbeat.
yeah.
Damon and Embiid, like, what are we talking about? Oh, Ben Simmons, this. Oh, rookie of the year. Oh, I'll take a triple double. It don't matter how he score. Oh, this. Yo, man, like y'all all look dumb for backing Ben Simmons for as long as y'all did.
Mhm.
What the homie say? He's a crumb bum, right? He's a
Mhm.
crumb bum, right?
Mhm.
He is a bum.
Mhm.
He wasn't a dog. He was concerns about him. He just wants to live the life. Is really what it comes down to.
Mhm.
He just wants to live the life, and it's just crazy because he could be a difference maker. Now I think it's being interesting because if he has the ball in his hands like he did in Philly, it changes the dynamic as him being now the main ball carrier, I think. And I want to say you can build something around him. I don't know if you can really, but you can kind of do something with that as him being the main piece and getting back to what he did in Philly, where he was just a distributor, right? And he'll get his numbers in weird ways. Them dumbass hook shots,
Mhm.
putbacks, transition, stuff like that. So it'll be interesting what they do with that. I'm not sure, but you're gonna have to surround them with shooters. What they kind of have, they got Bridges, right? They got Curry, right?
Mhm.
So they do have some shooters around them where he could just, kind of distribute the ball just a little bit more if he can get off this. My butthole hurts all the time because he's always injured. So
Right, and that's the thing. Not to be long on this. That's why I always sit up. The problem with Ben Simmons was he, our team was in Philly was built around him as our primary ball handler and our primary wing play creator. The
right.
problem with that was when you have such a astronomical flaw in his skill set, and shooting and just offensive, just bag. When it gets down to fourth quarters or crunch times where you need a play, you're handicapped because your wing player, your ball handler in today's game, the person who just go create a shot just is incapable. He's inept, right? So you got to pull him off the floor, or else he becomes a distraction. He makes Embiid's job that much harder. So that's the problem. So and on top of that, his contract. So I think if he's paid, like if his contract expires, once his contract expires, and
Hmm.
say he's just getting paid $5 million a year, $10 million a year, 2 million, some number, some very basic number, pedestrian number for NBA contracts. And it's like, yo, you're just going to play this role. Like quarters 1 through 3, run up and down the court, play great defense, facilitate, slash, put back dunks. I think he can thrive in that role. But as the main player, as a star, as someone who I paid $200 million, you're my fourth or fifth option, and you can't be on the floor. Mixed in with his weakness mentally, it's just the shit just goes downhill. But I think if you get in a situation where there's no more pressure, the team can build around you outside of your $200 million contract, and we're just paying you $5 million a year. I think you'd be a really really strong piece. But until that happens, it's like shit show, man. And mentally he might not make it to that point. He might not afford himself enough time to get to that point in his career, which is his problem in my mind.
Yeah. So yeah, I agree. And like you said, we can do a whole show on Simmons, but we'll keep it moving. So
Yeah.
a light slate today. So we only got 4 games: Denver and Magic, Suns and Hawks, Bulls and Nets, Bucks and Lakers. Um, hard to. I'm just looking at a glance. Obviously, hard to bat the Nets, but I would keep betting Cam Thomas until he doesn't. Bulls defense is not that good anyway, so I can see Cam Thomas still scoring 35, 30 points today. So take a look at that one. A lot of teams that traded pieces away are playing today in terms of the Suns, obviously the Nets, and now the Lakers. Lakers coming off the big high with James breaking the record, so that's kind of behind them. Is this a letdown spot? As well, which would be interesting to look at. So I would have to wait to give you a kind of a good side or play here, in my opinion, because we don't know with some of these new pieces who's playing and who's not. So wait till that comes out. As always, follow us on Money Pop Podcast. We drop the shorts, we drop the plays later in the day, giving you the player props of the day. So make sure you guys are sticking in with that. Before we get out of here, Renzo, you see anything today that sticks out to you, or are you kind of on that same boat where we're just kind of waiting to see?
Yeah, man, this is a night I may not touch anything, man. It's just
Mm,
teams just can't really gauge, man.
good
It's
call.
like
Good
it's kind
call.
of off, and it's like I don't know. I kind of look at the Suns and the Hawks game. Like I probably look at some overs, unders, maybe like the Suns Hawks game. Like, if teams are missing a bunch of players and guys aren't playing, is like typically, they don't score a lot of points. So I might try to look at like some over unders or maybe dip into college. But NBA slate probably fade tonight, to be honest.
Good call. And there's nothing wrong with that. If you guys are just watching, there's nothing wrong with not trying to force it. Right. I'm going to look and see, and I'm actually going to follow Renzo's thought process of new pieces, new teams, new a lot of things just shaked out. You don't want to touch anything. You don't want to force anything. So make sure you guys are, like I said, tuning in, and we'll give you the plays later today. Renzo will drop us with some college plays. Thanks everybody for joining. If you're just getting on, like I said, this is the new NBA preview series. If you don't know, you're just seeing it. We're up almost a rack already. A rack is $1,000 for those who don't know. So we've been running it up. We've been doing a hell of a job. Like, follow, all that good stuff. We will see you guys maybe Monday because it's all Super Bowl this weekend. So make sure you tune in for tomorrow. We'll be on the show, same time, doing our Super Bowl picks. This is Moss Money. That's Renzo. We out.
Peace.